Hey, welcome to a brand new episode of Tomb of Terrors. With me, Old Man Brad. Whether you are new to the show or returning for another episode, thank you so much for giving me a listen. If you love the show, drop me a review over in your favorite podcast app. Or you can become a patron, patreon.com/oldmanbrad. Also, make sure you follow me on Letterboxd. Just look for Old Man Brad. All right, I have another interview for you for a new movie. This week, we're going to talk about Your Host, and I have the director of the movie, DW Medoff, to chat a little bit about the movie. This is a film that I saw during Fright Fest, and it is dropping the day this episode comes out, October 14th. This will be available on all VOD platforms to rent or purchase. I enjoyed this movie. I thought it was a really fun horror movie. Jackie Earle Haley kills it in it. I'll get into that a little bit more here in a minute. Before we dive into it, if you are in the Cincinnati area, come out to Frightful Fridays on the third Friday of the month. So thankful to be partnered with the Esquire to host a horror screening each month. In our screening for October, on October 17th, this week, one of the highly requested films that I've gotten from people, that is Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Really excited to see this on a big screen, but make sure you come out to the Esquire, October 17th, 10 p.m., and let's watch a movie together. All right, let's dive into Your Host.
Welcome back!
We got new contestants.
Let's give them a big round of applause, shall we?
What's going on? You guys ready? Take a box, pull the string, win a prize.
You said if I win, I gotta go home.
If you pull the right string.
What if I pull the wrong string?
Thanks for playing, Jake.
No. Please, you promise!
And we'll see you next time.
Four friends get trapped in a sadistic game show, forced to outwit a twisted serial killer while racing against time. Every move brings them closer to freedom or a gruesome fate. Directed by DW Medoff, it stars Jackie Earle Haley, Ella Ray Smith, Jamie Flatters, David Englund, Joelle Ray, and many others. This had its world premiere at Fright Fest just a few months ago. I gave a quick reaction video over on my Instagram and TikTok. Go look for Old Man Brad or on both. And then overall, I enjoyed this movie. I thought it was a fun watch, full of plenty of kills. I don't want to give too much away here at the beginning. I'll give you more after the interview. But after watching it, when I had the opportunity to talk to DW about the movie, I was like, heck yeah, let's chat about this. Enough of my rambling right now. Let's dive into my chat with DW Medoff, and I will talk to you on the other side. My guest today has directed such films as Pollen and I Will Never Leave You Alone, which I have talked about on the show previously. His new movie, Your Host, had its world premiere in August at Fright Fest and is now set to release October 14th. I want to welcome in DW Medoff. How you doing today?
I'm great, man. Thanks for having me on.
So for anyone who may not know what Your Host is, tell us a little bit about it.
At its core, it's a serial killer game show host tries to kill a bunch of kids.
That's the simplest way to put it. Yes.
Yeah. That's the elevator pitch.
This film deals with various traps and creative ways to kind of capture people in a way. It would probably make people think of Saw. Did Saw have any influence on you with the film?
Obviously, I'm a huge James Wan and Saw fan. I would say more Hostel was my kind of my benchmark. But that's not to say that I didn't love Saw, and I can understand why people would see this and be like, oh man, this totally has Saw influence. You know, I hope we made a different enough movie to appeal to that crowd, maybe appeal to a new crowd who likes game shows. Maybe we'll get the game show audience crowd. Jeopardy fans, come on down.
Your host of your game show, Jackie Earle Haley, he brings it in this. Him on set, working with him, it seems like he goes all out and just immerses himself into a role.
He's incredible. I mean, I wouldn't call him a method actor in this by any means, but when the camera's rolling, right before we start rolling, he gets into it, and he's a true psychotic terror for that minute leading up during the shoot, and then afterwards, and then he's such a gracious. I would call him a gracious genius as an actor. I mean, he would shoot, we would shoot, we'd do a soft cut where we're kind of rolling out, And then he would just come up to me. He's like, was that good? Did we do that okay? And I was like, man, you terrified me. And the fact that you're coming up to me asking, you were blacked out during that, weren't you? So he's amazing to watch. I mean, the joy of my life might be seeing him do some of the things he did from 5 feet away.
I guess when you started filming the movie with his character, was there much that you really had to kind of tell him about his character, or did he and you just really kind of collaborate on it, of like he would say, hey, what if we went this way with him, compared to the script was kind of like this?
It was a big time collaboration. Like there was something the producers wanted, there was something I wanted, and there was something that Jackie wanted. And through our conversations, our collaborations, we were able to have our shared vision and execute. And that's not to say that magic things didn't happen on set that we were like, oh, this is a thing now. But he's a madman, and he's a truly gracious actor and a brilliant one. I do remember that first time he did that like high pitched laugh, and I was like, no one was ready for that. No one was ready for what he had done. And he came off and he was like, was that too far? Was that okay? And I was like, that's the movie. You did it. We're doing the whole thing that way. Because I love that. Like, I love when people do something and they're like, was that right? And I'm like, well, now you have to, you made me love what you just did. Now you have to do it.
Yeah. And you're sitting there thinking, what else do you have deeper inside? If you're like, is that okay? Do I need to dig deeper into this?
Oh yeah. We got pretty far. I mean, I really love that Jackie isn't a one note horror showpiece. He is a full 3-dimensional character in my opinion. And I think a lot of that is taken from my understanding of the film, The Dark Knight, watching the Joker and Batman, and how both of them have similar wants and they both have similar arcs to getting that same thing. And, I'm sorry to bring up a non-horror movie, but I think that movie is a really great example of having a hero and a villain who, if you switched the camera's perspective, you might be able to say, well, a different one's a hero and a villain, depending on the type of story you want to tell. I'm not sure anybody who wants to blow up a boat of people is a hero, but I'm just saying, if you switch the camera's perspective, they become something more. And I think I wanted to do that with Jackie as well, was to make him a 3-dimensional character.
Working with the other actors that you have, I mean, you have them chained to walls, you have them doing various other things. How was it, working with the rest of the cast this younger cast that you got in?
They are incredible. They're all from England. They're all super well-trained actors that have been doing it for a long time and are just absolute pros. I'm talking like, knowing your lines is important, but something that a lot of people don't think about is knowing your actions, even if it's as simple as putting a cup down at the same time you say the line. And that's huge, because if someone doesn't do that, you have a tough time editing. And these guys are pros, and they are just doing that every single time without really having the script supervisor or me having to come down on them, because they're so good to work with. The biggest issue was chains. It was either too loud, or we used real chains and fake chains. And I mean, the guy who plays James, Jamie Flatters, man, he was loving the real chains. He loved pulling on them with his neck. I mean, he got these little like cuts on his neck. I was like, let's give you plastic. And he's like, no, mate, we're going real. Because then as soon as you put the fake chains on him, he's so bombastic in his movements and his attitude that when he would move, they would just snap like the Hulk. And it was really fun to watch that happen. But it also was like, okay, let's do another take. But to the point, these actors were incredible. They were everything I could ask for. Doing
this movie, it kind of starts out home invasion, and then we go to the game show. What challenges were there for you filming this movie?
Everything's a challenge, but I think it was fun. What challenges?
Were there any scenes in particular, as you were, without giving anything away, because we don't want to spoil things for people listening who haven't seen it, like anything that kind of stands out to you?
In the beginning of the movie, it's not really a spoiler. This was just like one of those moments where I was like, man, I'm going to love working with this group. It was like a couple days into the shoot. We're in the house, and there's these mirrors. There's like a big mirror on one wall. There's 2 mirrors on another wall. And the way we were going to shoot it, obviously we could take an hour and put stuff over the mirrors and do the thing. But like me, the DP, and the ACAM op were talking out loud, and we're like, we could do this all in a oneer. We could just move the camera through, and normally these oneers take like days to practice and do, but we're just like, okay, minimal movements, we'll do this, we'll do that. And these actors are theatrically trained, so all they had to do was pretend like they were in the play, and the camera would move around them seamlessly. 4 takes, we got it. It's one of my favorite scenes, and I don't know if that's like the biggest challenge we faced to answer your question, but that was like the moment I knew that any challenge we had, this group could do. The actors could do it. The camera department could do it. We could figure it out. I was confident the rest of the shoot.
How long was the shoot of the film?
I believe it was 24 days.
And once, you're done, everything's good, and you got to world premiere at Fright Fest in London. Since that world premiere, people finally got to see it. How has the reaction to the film been?
I think people are really digging it. I think some people are loving it. Some people are saying it's similar to Saw. Some people are questioning the movie in general. Some people are just obsessed with blood, just obsessed with screams. There's a different type of movie for everyone. And I hope this movie gets people excited and watch them. Because I love making sad horrors. I love making really depressing movies. And I think this one has some of my elements in it. But I think there's a lot of fun to be found in this movie.
I mean, everything you described, it sounds like you're talking about a horror movie, right?
Yeah.
how everybody takes a different piece out of it. Now, this is coming out October 14th, where everybody can see it on VOD. What are you hoping people kind of take away from the movie once it's widely released to the world?
So they had a good time watching it. I hope it inspires young filmmakers to make movies. I hope it inspires people to mix ketchup and water and film things on their cell phones. And I'm just such a big fan of people making stuff that, if people watch movies and want to make movies, that they should go out and do it. And, I know people might have negative things to say about any movie they watch, but I encourage everyone to pick up their cell phone, give it a shot, see how much fun, see how hard, see how rewarding it can be. And if people watch this movie and say, man, that was fun, I want to have some fun too, I would be a very happy person knowing I made somebody's life happy. Because at the end of the day, that's what we are. We're making movies. We're having fun.
I mean, that's kind of all you can say, right? And me, as someone who watches them, I just, for the most part, I love to have fun when I'm watching a movie. Entertain me for however long, 90 minutes or however long the movie is.
For sure. I love that.
This question, every time I've thrown it out to people, it kind of catches them. If you could describe your movie in just one word, what would it be?
Can I use hyphens?
I think I've gotten that multiple times. Can I hyphenate it?
If it was one word, psychotic.
I can see that for sure.
Okay. What word would you use?
I'd almost say over the top.
That's 3 words, but there's hyphens, so I'll allow it.
I'm hyphening my word.
I'll allow it.
Did you use mostly practical effects?
Yeah, any CGI or special effects, however you want to call it. They augmented the special effects. Any CGI, any VFX augmented our special effects. So those crazy kills you're seeing, we're doing those with real magician special effects artists who are incredible, just magic.
There's one kill in it that when I watched it, I was like, oh, I'm kind of a gore hound. So when one of them happened, I was like, yes, I'm all in. Let's keep going.
I'm going to put it this way. Every movie I've done has a head pop, and I want to keep it going. My first movie, it's off camera. Second movie, it's on camera. I think I had 2 in my second movie. And this one may be my favorite. No, I like them all. It's like your dogs. You got to love them all equally. I'd say kids, I don't have any, but it's I only have 1 dog, so I love it the most. But if I had 2 dogs, I'd love them equally.
DW, I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your day to chat with me. I don't know why we didn't connect in your last movie, but I'm glad we got to connect now.
It probably was because I was in pre-production on this one when that one came out. We had like a big screening in my hometown, and I was in Italy, and I was like, "Oh, this is." I was also in pre-production during Fright Fest when my last movie came out, so I didn't get to go to Fright Fest. So I missed all of the fun of the release for I Will Never Leave You Alone. So now I'm really basking in whatever I can get.
Where can people kind of follow along to you to see kind of the journey of this movie as well as what you might have coming in the future?
I would say follow me on Instagram. Follow all the actors on Instagram. Follow Banakis Entertainment for the movies that they're making. Seth and Sarah Michaels. Follow anybody you want from it. If you want to watch my stories, it's mostly my dog or me talking about the movies. Or catch me at a movie theater in Atlanta. I'm there 2 or 3 times a week watching films.
Well, thank you again for coming on and chatting with me, and I wish you all the best with Your Host, and everybody go check it out.
Thanks so much, Brad. Really appreciate you.
I want to thank DW again for taking the time out of his day to chat with me. You know, just a little bit more about Jackie Earle Haley's performance, a little bit more about the movie, kind of a background. I always have a good time talking to creators about their stuff. But Your Host comes out on VOD the day this drops today. It's a movie set up on traps. Our main character creates a game show. He's our game show host. Jackie Earle Haley is like an over the top. He just gets into this character, goes for it in it. This is 100% worth watching for his performance alone because he kills it. It's this game show set around traps. So, immediately you're going to think of Saw. And some of these traps, you're like, well, this was definitely influenced by Saw, which it does get that. With those traps, when they set off and our contestants don't quite make it, it is definitely full of bloody moments, head-splitting gore that will whet any gorehound's appetite. There's one in particular that happens that just, it didn't, it doesn't make it into an all-time kill in a horror movie, but it's up there for one this year that I'm just like, oh yeah, that one was awesome. The more you get into the game show, the more the contestants, I'm going to put air quotes up in the air, contestants play the game, you start to learn more of why our host is doing what he's doing, a little background behind it, figure out a little bit of some twisted fates that will be coming. I'm not going to dive into each kill and the story of the movie. I'm just going to say, go watch For Your Host. Go rent it, because honestly, I think it's worth it. It was a fun movie. It was a movie full of some good kills, great performances. Jackie Earle Haley just brings it. Feels like a mix of Jigsaw, Captain Spaulding, and Otis from House of a Thousand Corpses. He channels all that crazy and just goes for it. But then scenes where he's just calm, collected, it makes him even creepier. So yes, go check out Your Host. So my double feature to go with Your Host this week. I haven't done a double feature in quite a few episodes. I've been doing a lot of festivals, so there's a lot of these films that are doing the festival circuit right now, so doing a double feature with them is kind of hard because people will be like, well, hopefully I remember when this one comes out. But a double feature to play with Your Host this week, I'm going to pair it with House of a Thousand Corpses. House of a Thousand Corpses is honestly my favorite Rob Zombie movie. I know out of the Firefly family trilogy, people love Devil's Rejects the most, but I just love the craziness of House of a Thousand Corpses. Obviously, there's tons of influence from other movies in there, but Captain Spaulding and Otis in there, just Bill Moseley and Sid Haig, just bring it with those characters. And you can watch House of a Thousand Corpses on Canopy or Plex for free. Your double feature for this episode, for this week, House of a Thousand Corpses with Your Host. Before I head out, I want to tell you about Mission Impossible. Our lives are the sum of our choices. Bring home Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning on DVD and 4K now. Tom Cruise stars as Ethan Hunt in this action-packed thrill ride that film critics are calling the biggest and wildest mission yet. Go inside the incredible stunts with over 50 minutes of jaw-dropping extras when you buy on DVD and 4K. Available at participating retailers from Paramount Pictures. For those of you in Cincinnati, just come out to the Cincinnati Comic Expo next week, and I will have copies of this that I will be giving away. And just come out to the Cincinnati Comic Expo the 24th through the 26th, because I will be there all weekend hosting celebrity panels and doing all sorts of fun stuff with my friends at the History of Bad Ideas. It's going to be a blast. Cannot wait. That will do it for this episode of Tomb of Terrors. Just make sure you subscribe to the show so you don't miss any episode, as we are in the middle of the October Anthologies of Horror. Coming later this week on Friday, you will hear Brett from Dissect That Film and I. We are going to be talking Campfire Tales from 1997. This is an anthology film that had been on a list for a long time for me, but just had never seen it. It has quite a cast, and if you see the artwork for it, you'll, oh man, look at these young actors. But make sure you subscribe to the show and you won't miss any of those or any episodes coming out in the future, whether it's interviews like this, short reviews, versus other Tales from Two, whatever. Just subscribe and you won't miss it. I will be back later this week with that episode with Brett. Just snuggle up in that blanket, turn off the lights, because it's okay to be scared. We'll talk to you later, everybody.